What's up YouTube? Capital G here. Man, it feels like it's been a long time since Konami has revealed any new cards out of Blazing Vortex. It's almost like they've forgotten that they have to promote this set and get us excited so that we'll go out and buy the booster set. Konami, little slipping lately, but not slipping when it comes to that Ojama support. New Ojama monster, pretty much out of nowhere, and I was definitely surprised. Although I kind of felt this way when Ojama Emperor, the Link monster, was revealed. I was just like, oh, that's new. Where'd that come from? This time, I will give it up to Rata. I kind of feel like he actually did meme this into existence because, I mean, the timing is just, it's way too convenient. He puts out a video just yesterday, and then within 24 hours, just voila, out of thin air, new Ojama card. I feel like whoever the Ojama guy is at Konami, the whole department, the whole staff just ran to that guy, and they were like, he finally made a video. Give us a new Ojama card now. So that guy had to put together something. Anyways, as you guys probably expected, this is Ojama Pink because, I mean, it's pink, so why would it not be Ojama Pink? And that's my favorite color, so I'm definitely excited. But before we get into the cards, I have to mention and thank the sponsor for this video, Forge Fiction. Forge Fiction is an amazing website that lets creative people like you and communities come together to collectively write books and stories. I mentioned some time ago in a community post I'd be getting my own story on their website, and it is finally up. I'm really excited to announce my story Soulstone is live, and that every single one of you is eligible to work on the story to contribute whatever great ideas you have to make it better. Let me make one thing clear. Forge Fiction is 100% free to sign up and use. No one's asking you to buy anything. We've got our own Discord for the story so you can come and chat with other members in the community. But the best part really is if you write a chapter and it's selected to be included in the book, not only will you get co-author credits, but co-authors are also eligible to earn revenue from the sales of published books. So you can actually be rewarded for all your hard work. So click the link in the description below, sign up for Forge Fiction today. Also, check out my awesome Soulstone story, all the amazing characters and locations we've created. Let's just work together to make this the best book possible. It is a light attribute. It's a beast monster, level 2 of course, and you got the same stats as all the other Ojama monsters. That is 0 attack and 1000 defense. Your effect is a hard once per turn, and that says if this card is sent from the hand or field to the graveyard, you can have each player draw one card, then each player discards one card, and then if you discarded an Ojama card, you can choose one of your opponent's unused monster zones. That zone cannot be used until the end of the opponent's turn. So to me, the first thing that kind of jumped out is this obviously gives the Ojama archetype more ways to be able to activate their Ojama magic. And obviously that's very important because when Ojama magic hits the graveyard, it gets all 3 of the original Ojama monsters straight to your hand, and you get a bunch of deck thinning, and you obviously get a whole bunch of pluses as well. I think triggering this card is going to be very easy. Even if you just have to normal summon this, Salamangreat Almirage is always going to be an option. So you can easily just normal summon this, go for Almirage, its effect would activate instantly, and I think it's going to make the Obedient School plays a lot better for the Ojama archetype as well, because you think about Ojama and Obedient Schooled, obviously the card was, it was strong in the deck because can summon 3 Ojama monsters from your deck, but now you get to do the same exact plays, but you also get the bonus effect, and don't disregard maybe the potential of Tri-Brigade Ojama, because the Ojama archetype is obviously Beast, which means they can be banished from the graveyard to activate the Tri-Brigade monsters, but now with Tri-Brigade Ceres, you can actually send your Ojama Pink to the graveyard and you can trigger the effect that way. So even if it's stuck in your hand, maybe you discard it, you activate its effect, you get a couple of cards out of your hand, you search some more cards, and then you can actually start banishing them from the graveyard to go for some links. What I would really like to see with Ojamas, because I actually think that this makes fusion summoning significantly better for Ojamas. I would really like to see Ojamas get their own fusion spell, because if you were going for something like Ojama Knight, which just requires 2 Ojama monsters, like any 2, yeah, discarding this from your hand, maybe you end up getting a plus by discarding Ojama Magic. That actually feels pretty solid. So I would like to see maybe like a Gem Knight fusion type card for Konami. Now when it comes to the second effect, or I guess the later half of the first effect, locking out one of your opponent's main monster zones, that can be very effective. No, it does not cover the extra monster zone, so don't even talk about that. But if you're playing against a combo oriented deck and they need certain zones, like if they need the zone under the extra monster zone, if they need that to combo off, locking out that for a turn could definitely do some damage. Or if you're able to go into Ojama Knight and then lock out 3 zones, even if it's just for 1 full turn, that definitely could hurt your opponent very much. So I like this card. I think Konami really needs to give Ojama a fusion spell to kind of follow up on this card. I think that would be kind of nice. Anyways, we got another card to talk about. This is a very old card. Well, it's a retrain from a very old card, and this is a new version of Mahavalo. So Light Sky Mahavalo is the name, and all the stats and stuff are basically copy pasted from the original Mahavalo. It's just this is a level 8 monster instead of being a level 4. Well, maybe the original was level 3. It was either 3 or 4. Anyway, side story, the first ever holo I pulled from a booster pack was actually Mahavalo from Magic Ruler. I remember way back in the day, we were trying to build me a deck, and I didn't really have any cards. We were looking for starter deck Kaibas, but we couldn't find them, and I ended up buying some Magic Ruler packs, and this was the first holo that I ever pulled. Anyways, your stats are the same from the original, but obviously the effect is significantly different. Basically just like a more powered up, adjusted to power creep version of the original Mahavalo. It says this card gains these effects based on the number of equipped cards that are equipped to it. So if you have at least 1, you gain 1,000 attack for each equipped that's equipped to this Mahavalo, or 1+. 2+, your opponent cannot activate monster effects during the battle phase. 3+, when your opponent activates a card or effect that targets this card, quick effect, you can send an equip you control to the graveyard, negate that effect. 4+, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects during the battle phase, so nothing. The first one was just monster effects. And then 5+, any battle damage this card inflicts to your opponent is doubled. I was actually really disappointed to this, or really disappointed with this card, but it's not because of the effect. There are not really that many monsters that get released, and I guess modern Yu-Gi-Oh! That I really feel like they're bad because of the level, but this is like a good example of that. When I look at the effect of this card, it obviously feels like it's, it still has the spirit of the original Mahavala, who I believe gained 500 attack before for every equip spell. This one is, just the first effect is like double that, and then it gets progressively stronger. It's like an Armades, and you can, stop targeting and stuff like that. This gives you double battle damage. So this card kind of reminds me of Mahavalo, but it's also very similar to like Benkai. Basically, it's a big beat stick that can potentially one-shot your opponent. The biggest problem with this card is, why is it level 8? I mean, seriously, like, they didn't give us any way to summon this, like no practical way. I mean, seriously, are you going to tribute summon for this guy and then expect to, have 4 or 5 equipped spells? Like, that's just not realistic. Or you got to throw it into the graveyard, then revive it. I honestly think you could have built maybe a little janky 2020 type Benkai deck around this card if it would have been a level 4. Like, at least it would have been a practical card to summon, or maybe if you just banished an equip spell from your graveyard, or if you could like discard one from your hand or something like that. But to just expect us to get this on field as a level 8 with no way to help us out, like that kind of killed this card in my opinion. I mean, the card wasn't going to be all that great, even if you did have 5 equip spells, although it does have targeting protection and it locks out the battle phase. So maybe it was a win condition, but the fact that there's like no easy way to get this card on the field, to me, just instantly killed it. So Konami definitely missed out on an opportunity there. But hey, at least the Ojama card is pretty cool. Anyways, whatever you guys thought, you leave that in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching as always.